Max Verstappen being spotted laughing it up with Toto Wolff on a private yacht in Sardinia wasn't just a casual summer flex. It was a reset button on every rumor we thought was dead. The 2026 seat shuffle looked sealed. Verstappen stays with Red Bull, Russell holds on to Mercedes, but this new sighting lit the fuse all over again. Now F1 fans are asking the one question Toto didn't want trending. What the hell is going on behind the scenes? Let's not sugarcoat it. Toto and Max hanging out alone on Toto's yacht right after all the 2026 announcements looks shady as hell. Especially because Toto has publicly said he had to talk to Max before renewing George Russell's contract. That alone puts Russell in the most awkward position imaginable. You've just committed to your team and suddenly your boss is sunbathing on a boat with the guy the media thinks might replace you. That's like proposing to someone and watching them party with their ex the next day. Now here's the thing, technically Max is locked into Red Bull until 2028, but we all know how F1 contracts work. Between exit clauses, performance triggers, and good old-fashioned money, nothing is ever really locked. Verstappen's current deal reportedly includes an escape option after just 1 year under the new 2026 regulations, and that changes everything because 2026 isn't just another year, it's when the entire grid resets with new engine rules. Teams are scrambling to build something competitive from scratch. And Red Bull's situation looks increasingly shaky. They've parted ways with longtime leader Helmut Marko, and their brand new powertrain project, while ambitious, is under serious scrutiny. Sources close to their engine department aren't exactly singing songs of confidence. Word is, they could fall behind Audi, a brand new entrant that's acting like it's been prepping for this moment for years. Meanwhile, Mercedes is lurking. If Red Bull stumbles, Max has an easy out. But why wait until 2026 to start the talks? That's where Toto's genius comes in. He knows timing is everything. Lock in Russell now, sure, but leave the door cracked for Verstappen in 2027. Hence the yacht. Now let's talk about Russell. He's no rookie anymore. He's paid his dues with Williams, taken the pain, and earned that silver seat. But he's got to be sweating bullets. Even if he performs in 2026, will that be enough to stop Toto from pulling the trigger if Max becomes available? Especially when the team already has 17-year-old prodigy Andrea Kimi Antonelli lined up as their future golden boy. With Max in the picture, Russell suddenly looks like the odd one out. And look, even though Toto says all the right things about Russell, he's also said very pointed things about needing to speak to Max publicly. That's not a coincidence. It's a warning shot. The future isn't secure for anyone except maybe Max, because he's got the one thing everyone wants: leverage. Max knows it too. He's playing the long game. He's not jumping ship yet, but he's definitely leaving the engine running. By showing up on that yacht, he sends a message to every team boss, engineer, and sponsor: I'm watching, I'm available, impress me. And Toto? He's betting that Mercedes will impress. Their last few years haven't been dominant, but the groundwork is there. If they get the 2026 car right, they won't just be competitive, they'll be the team everyone wants to drive for again, including Max. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about performance, it's also about ego, legacy, and who controls the future of Formula One. And Max Verstappen is making it clear. He's not just racing in it, he plans to own it. Toto Wolff doesn't play games unless he knows he's holding a winning hand. Inviting Max Verstappen onto his yacht wasn't just a friendly gesture, it was calculated. This is the same man who turned Mercedes into a decade-long dynasty. If he sees even a sliver of an opportunity to land the most dominant driver of this generation, he's going to take it. And if that means quietly planting seeds 2 years ahead of time, then that's exactly what he'll do. The truth is, Red Bull's empire is starting to wobble. They've lost key figures at a crucial moment. Helmut Marko's abrupt departure was a shock to the paddock, especially with the 2026 engine reset looming. The man had been a part of every major Red Bull era. To see him suddenly vanish just as the team embarks on its most uncertain technical journey yet It raises more questions than answers, especially for Max. Behind the scenes, Verstappen isn't just a driver, he's a chess player. He's been the golden boy of Red Bull for years, but he knows loyalty means nothing if your team can't give you a championship car. His team has quietly negotiated performance clauses into his contract, the kind that would let him walk if Red Bull drops the ball in 2026. And based on the chatter around their in-house power unit project, that's a real possibility. Mercedes, on the other hand, is licking its wounds from the last few seasons, but not retreating. Their Brackley base is working overtime. Insiders claim the 2026 car is shaping up to be a beast. Their simulations are reportedly more promising than Red Bull's, and they've kept strong ties with Petronas and other partners to ensure their engine program hits the ground running. Toto is gambling that his team will be at the top when the rules flip and that Max will be watching. George Russell has every right to feel uneasy. On paper, he's secure. Mercedes extended his deal and publicly praised his growth, but Toto's comments were always wrapped in disclaimers. I'm happy with George, unless Max becomes available. It's not even subtle. The subtext is loud. Russell is plan A for now, but if Max lifts his finger, the whole order could change overnight. That puts Russell in an almost impossible spot. He has to drive like his career depends on it in 2026, not just outperform Antonelli, who will be under less pressure as the rising rookie, but also drive well enough to make Toto think twice about breaking the foundation just to bring in Max. And even that might not be enough, because it's not just about performance anymore. Verstappen brings star power. Sponsors, media attention, global reach. He's more than a driver. He's a brand, and Mercedes knows that. They also know their current lineup, while solid, doesn't have that same gravitational pull. If they want to dominate the next era, both on the track and off it, bringing in Max would be the ultimate power move. Still, it's a risk. If Max jumps ship and Mercedes underdeliver, it would be a career misstep he might never recover from. That's why he's taking his time, surveying the field. He knows 2026 is the decider. Whichever team nails the new regs will likely dominate for years, and he wants to be in that car. Not necessarily a Red Bull, not necessarily a Mercedes, just the fastest damn machine on the grid. Toto Wolff's obsession with Max Verstappen isn't just about talent, it's about rewriting Mercedes' narrative. After years of struggling to reclaim the dominance they once had with Lewis Hamilton, Toto sees Max as the missing puzzle piece, a four-time world champion still in his prime. With the ruthlessness of Schumacher and the technical mastery of Alonso, Verstappen is the kind of driver who can carry a team through any storm, but luring him away from Red Bull will take more than flattery and a few yacht meetings. It'll take power, leverage, and flawless timing. And quotes, Max is no fool. He remembers 2021. The controversial Abu Dhabi finale still lingers like a scar on F1's history. The man who would have burned him down that year is now smiling across champagne glasses. But that's the game. In Formula One, enemies today can be allies tomorrow if the stakes are high enough. And with Red Bull's internal cracks growing louder by the day, Verstappen knows it's dangerous to stay loyal just for the sake of comfort. If the 2026 car flops, it could derail his entire legacy. What makes this entire saga even messier is the silent pressure from Mercedes' upper brass. CEO Ola Kalenius has made it clear behind closed doors, if there's even a remote chance to get Verstappen, go all in. The board wants results. The marketing team wants a new face. The investors want dominance again. And Max brings all three. That backing gives Toto something he rarely gets in high-stakes negotiations. Unlimited runway. But what about Andrea Kimi Antonelli? Mercedes has been grooming him like the second coming of Hamilton. He's young, aggressive, and already showing signs of brilliance. Toto has spoken about him with the kind of reverence usually reserved for legends. In an ideal world, Antonelli becomes the team's golden boy by 2027. But that future becomes cloudy the moment Verstappen steps into the equation, because if Max joins, there's no room for both, and someone's future will be sacrificed. Russell, Antonelli, even the Mercedes ethos of nurturing talent from within, it all becomes secondary if Verstappen says yes. That's the ruthless part of this story. Mercedes has always prided itself on loyalty, on building champions rather than buying them. But this isn't 2014 anymore. The competition is tighter, the stakes are higher, and the patience is running thin. Max knows exactly how much power he holds. Every team wants him. Ferrari dreams of pairing him with Leclerc. McLaren would burn half their budget just to open talks. Aston Martin has the Honda factor now. And Lawrence Stroll isn't afraid to throw money at whatever moves the needle. Verstappen doesn't need to chase offers. They're already waiting on his desk. That's why he's not rushing. The 2026 season will reveal everything. If Red Bull gets the regulations right and builds a rocket, he stays. No need to fix what's working. But if their engine program collapses under pressure, or if the car is anything less than podium worthy, Max won't blink. He'll activate his exit clause and walk, and Mercedes will be ready with a contract thicker than a phone book. For now, it's a waiting game. Verstappen is playing it cool. Yacht meetings, friendly statements, vague interviews, it's all part of the performance. But make no mistake, there's a war being planned behind the scenes, not just for 2027, but for the future of Formula One itself. Whoever lands Max controls the era, and right now, Toto Wolff is willing to bet it all. Because in a sport where milliseconds define legacies, he knows this gamble might be the only one worth taking.